Hello and welcome to the 13th episode of the Silent Switch podcast. I'm your host, co-host, The Trail. I'm here with my man Julian Jackson. Came all the way from the great state of North Carolina, man, to come in person and do this.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing, Trey?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed, man. I'm happy to have you in town, man.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since you've been in Nashville, man.
It's been some time. It's been about, what, 4 years?
3 or 4 years, man.
Yeah.
Longer than that. Shit, it's been like 6 years. Man.
I ain't been 6 years. You know, it was been 20 since 2019. About 4 years. About 4 years.
Something like that.
But yeah, I'm happy to be back in Nashville. Excited to be here. Spend some time with you and just talk about life and everything. And then the one thing I really enjoyed like coming here was just the drive. Being able to have time to think about life, think about the growth over the past years since 2019.
Yeah.
And so just being able to have that time to do that, but also be able to observe my surroundings. And I didn't realize that Tennessee was trying to be like North Carolina, but no, not really. But I realized, that Tennessee is really nice. I've been to, Gatlinburg before, but I've never been to, Knoxville. Like I said, I came to Nashville back in 2019. So to be able to actually see these places. I don't know if I drove through Chattanooga, though. Did I drive through Chattanooga?
Did you?
No, I didn't drive through Chattanooga.
Okay, I know you came through Knoxville.
Yeah.
5 years, like we was talking on the phone. You
Yeah.
drove through Knoxville, which is, very beautiful, very, naturalistic, you know what I mean? A lot of smoke mountains, stuff like that. But I'm pretty. You might have drove through Chattanooga.
Yeah, I see. That's the thing. I don't think I did.
Okay.
I think I took a route. I was right there, and then I think I took like a right or something like that.
Boondocks.
Yeah.
Around. Okay.
So it was like pitch dark, but no matter what, it was a nice drive, and like I said, when you're always going like a new route or doing something new, you really get excited about it. So I was really excited about it. Because at first I was like, oh, look, he actually sent me his actual address a couple of days ago before I actually got on the road. And then, you start second guessing yourself. You're like, time out, I've never been on this route before.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, send me your address again while I was driving. He sent it to me again, and it brought me to the same location. So I was like, I wanted to make sure. But like we never done something before, especially this type of route. I felt a lot more confident. So I appreciate you having me, man. I appreciate you having me here. And this is your castle, and this is your city. Yeah. So I'm happy to be in your city.
City.
Represent your city.
Man. Yeah. It's crazy. I've been in Nashville for like almost a decade. Next year will be a decade, man. And,
man.
It flew by, like, you know what I mean? Like, from we talk about this all the time, man. From where we came from, back in Alabama growing up. You know what I mean? Like, I would never think I'd be in Nashville. I never, you asked me in high school where I want to be at, where I want to live at, where I want to start my career at. I was like, hell, I had no idea. I knew it wasn't Dothan. I knew that for a fact. But
I ain't nothing in Dothan.
Yeah. Nothing in Dothan, man. You ever go through Dothan? I tell people all the time, you probably drove through Dothan. If you're going to Florida, here to Florida, you probably drove through Dothan. Don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just...
If you go to Panama City.
Yeah, you go to Panama City.
That's why I always tell people, if you go to Panama City, you might drive right through Dothan.
Exactly.
And they even realize it.
They realize it, man. It's just one of those places, man. And we both, I grew up there, but he came there when he was like, in sophomore and junior in high school. So, we both experienced that small town life, man. We just knew like that wasn't it.
Yeah.
We knew God had something better for us, man. And just, be able to go to North Carolina and spend time with you and your family. You come in here, man, it shows like, dang, we actually doing what we said we was going to do, man. We actually, growing and progressing as men, men of God and fathers, man. It's special, man. You know what I mean? It makes me feel so happy, man. Like I said, I'm blessed. You ask me what I'm doing, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed to have my best friend in, man. Be able to do our podcast in person, man. Something we've been doing for a whole year.
Yeah, this is something excited about. I was telling, coming here and I was like, what, let's do the podcast, in person. It's something that we really like enjoy doing. Let's do it like face to face. We have the Wi-Fi, we have all those things that allow us to do it. Let's do it. Yeah. And so a thing that was so, amazing to me, like riding up here was like you said earlier, Trail, just like you about to be 10 years since you've been here in Nashville.
That's crazy.
And so, I'm riding here and I'm like, I was telling Trail earlier, like, I can't believe like you here. This is where you are. This is where you set, set your foundation. And this is where, your footsteps are always going to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think it's really amazing that you made that decision back then to leave Dothan, because we know so many people like, from high school or just in general who get stuck in one place. And you had, you saw something bigger that you wanted. And so you made a decision to come here, And then, just being here early, like me and Trell went on a little walk early, and I'm just like in disbelief, like, wow, I'm really in Nashville. But I would never be in Nashville if Trell was never, if he wasn't here. Because I don't know nobody in Nashville outside of him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's the beauty of having people like in different places, man, to get to experience different sides of the country you never thought you'd go to. Like I said, I'm in North Carolina probably 3 or 4 times now. And I would never went there if he never, took the opportunity to go to Wake Forest and, and settle down there and have his family there, man. So it's just a blessing, man, to be able to go different parts of the country, states, man, and see new things. So, we're going to have a good day playing after this, man. And I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. Spend time with you, man. We can unwind, relax a little bit, man, and enjoy each other's company. But we got a great topic today.
Oh yeah, topic's good.
The topic, man. This is something we talk about like all the time. It's something like we both kind of like structure our lives around. You know what I mean? Like, this topic right here, if this is not where it needs to be in our life, we know something wrong. That's not working. Okay, so we need to fix that.
Yeah.
And that topic is love. You know what I mean? It's something very powerful that a lot of people take for granted. You know what I mean? Like we say it all the time. Oh, I love this, or I love this person. You know what I mean? Like we throw it around so much, but it's such a powerful word, man, and it means a lot.
Yeah.
And what we're gonna talk about today, we're gonna basically, give the definition of love. I got to pull it up on my phone.
Yeah, you got the definition. Yeah, you got that definition of love.
Yeah.
So what that definition? What does Google say, or what Yahoo, or they all might have a similar definition? But let's just let our viewers and our listeners know, exactly what they say the definition of love is.
So the definition I found, this is Google. Google. So it has 4 different definitions. So the first 2 are nouns, like love being a noun, and the last 2, love being a verb. So
that was my English teachers out there.
Yeah, all your English teachers. That's why there's 4 different, definitions. All the same word, but you can view it 4 different ways.
Yeah.
So the first one, as a noun, said an intense feeling or deep affection. That's a noun. Second one, same thing, a noun. A great interest and pleasure in something, like as in his love for football. You know what I mean? People say, I love pasta, or I love pizza. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
Or it'd be a verb. The first definition for a verb of love is a deep feeling or for affection for a person. So like a deep affection for a person or a thing. The second thing is to like or enjoy very much. So you can say, I love dancing, or I love swimming, or whatever it is, having enjoyment for something. And those are the definitions we found online, found on Google. And that's how that is. But we're going to talk about our personal
definition.
So I feel like we need more. I feel like everybody said their own like personal definition of love.
Yeah.
Everybody got different perspectives in life, man. So Julian, I'm gonna throw it to you first, man.
Okay.
What's your personal definition of love?
My personal definition of love, Trell, like you said, like we were describing the different, different definitions of love. I think it goes, first it's like everybody has a different perception of love. Everybody has a different experience with love. And so for me, like love has always been something where you're being shown, like, it's like it's gratitude. Like there's like gratitude, but not necessarily gratitude, but like being able to show that you care for someone.
Yeah.
Being able to tell someone that you care for them. And also being able to just experience it. Right. So it's like through words, it's through the actual actions, but it's also through like the affirmation of telling someone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so with love, it looks different. Love, varies. Your love for your kid varies compared to your love for your wife. The love for, love for your family varies compared to the love for your friends.
Right.
And your friends, sometimes your love for your friends is stronger than the love for, family.
Yeah.
And so for me, it goes back to experiences. It goes back to those experiences when I, was a kid to see, what love is, to see it actually happen, to hear it, and so for me, I've shared this with somebody yesterday, actually a group of a man that we had for my job, and I shared with them. They was like, did this thing about soundtrack to our life, right? Soundtrack to my life. That's what we call it. It was an activity that we did. And so I shared with them like these 4 songs that really stayed with me my whole life. And the first song that I played was "I'll Be Missing You" by by Puff Daddy. I'll be missing you, for Biggie and everything.
Yeah, what was the name? Hope.
Faith
Evans.
Faith Evans, yeah. Yeah, Trey had said Hope Evans.
Hope Evans. I know it was like Hope or Faith or something like that.
Yeah. And so basically with that, I played that song, and for me, that song like showed me like someone loved, someone passed away. And so for me as a kid, like growing up, not meeting my father to middle school, like that song like reminded me of love. I was like, wow, like, I love somebody so much that I'm gonna like, I'm gonna express myself in this way. But then also another song that like I would like listen to as a kid, was Ray J, One Wish. You know what I'm saying? If I had one wish. And so like it really, I know it sounds crazy, but for me, that song really made me like just like think like, wow, if I had one wish, what I'm saying? And he was, expressing himself in the song saying, if I had one wish, you would be, and he went into detail and all those things like that. But then at the end of it, he says, he says some people want to be a superstar. Some people may want to have a fancy car. Yeah. Some people wish they have $1 million, but I just really want you. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, that's love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, doesn't care about any of those things in the world. But that for me as a third grader, fourth grader, I was like, bro, these words powerful. You know what I'm saying? That was my number one hit, most played song growing up. Yeah. But for me, like love, like love varies. And we're going to go more into, how love looks like, in our lives and how it looks like daily. Yeah. But I know I kind of just went on the whole little, whole little rant. I like on the whole little rant. But like definitely Trill, like express, like so let our listeners know, like our viewers know, what does love look like for you? Because I know I just told my whole another thing. So.
Oh man, so for me, I like what you said. I agree with pretty much everything you said, man. Love is for me. I always try to go from the biblical definition of love.
Yeah,
how it is. I forget the actual verse and chapter of it, but basically, like love is kind, love is patient.
Yeah,
love doesn't judge, doesn't hold records of wrongdoing. You know what I mean? Love is genuine. You know what I mean? It comes from a genuine place. It's not forced. It's not, coerced out of you. I shouldn't have to force somebody to love me. And I shouldn't say vice versa. Like, if that's how it is, like you feel like you pulling teeth for somebody to see you in a certain way, to care about you and show you affection, and it's not real love. It's not, it's not what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
And for me, love is so powerful because it can change lives. You know what I mean? Like just embracing, like imparting love and kindness on somebody can really change their whole perspective on life. I feel like a lot of people are in the situations and, thought better they are in their life because they're missing that love, man. We all need love. God made us that way to be loving and, very connected creatures, man.
Yeah.
When you're missing out of your life, you feel lost, you feel defeated.
Yeah.
So a lot of mental, health issues come from because people feel like they don't have people in their life that genuinely love them and care about them and that they can be authentic with. Something we talked about last episode, and you feel lost. You don't feel like, what's the point of living? You know what I mean? You don't have anything to strive for, anything to work towards because pretty much all we do is for love, man.
Yeah.
Like, I know you go to work and you and job want to be the best version of yourself for your family. Why? Because you love them. You care about them.
Love,
You want to do it for yourself. Why? Because you love and care about yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. That's how love is, man. It makes you want to be better. I think I heard this on the song once. He said, I think it was a J. Cole verse or some song. It was like, love is, wanting better for somebody than they want for themselves.
Yeah.
And that
ain't that Will and Jay love, is it?
Huh?
Ain't the Will and Jay love. Okay, I want to make sure you weren't saying
that. That ain't love, man. That's crazy, man.
He want that Will and Jay love. When J. Cole said that, he might, eating his words now.
Like, when you sing that song, he want to say that. Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just wild, though. Like, But yeah, man. But just that love, like, wanting better for somebody than they want for themselves, man. Like, I want the best for you. Like, that's why I can say, like, I love this man like a brother because I want the best one, vice versa.
Yeah.
So when I feel about my daughter, man, my mom and my family, it's like, I want the best for them. I want to see them reach their highest potential. I want them to live a happy and fruitful life, man. Just like I want that for myself, and that's what love is, man. You just want people to be happy and experience everything God gives us in life. You know what I mean?
And that's that. And when you said that, Trail, it was like that's selfless love. That's that love where you're not even trying to, like, you don't want anything back. You know what I'm saying? You don't want any type of, like, you're not doing it for, like, confirmation. You're not doing it for, like, oh, like you showed them love, like, round of applause. No, you're doing it because it's heart behind it.
Yeah.
And you're doing it so, and that's what love is. Love is not, trying to get something from it. Like, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, I love my little girl, so like the Lord can love me more. You know what I'm saying? I love my little girl, or I love you know, my mom this way, this and that, so I can get like, you know, round of applause for somebody or somebody can pat me on the back. So you're such a good guy, this and that.
Yeah.
You do it because like it's natural. Love is natural.
Yeah.
You know, love is not looking for, you know, confirmation. Love is not looking for, you know, validation or any of those things. I know those are two same things. I said the same thing. But basically, you know, like you're not trying to like get, you know, allow love, like you're not trying to make love be like taken away from. Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not
I'm talking about
expecting nothing. You're not
you're not
expecting
expecting nothing from it at all.
You do something for somebody you love. I'm not
Yeah.
expecting anything in return. You know,
Yeah.
like for some people, they do something for you. Like, all right, you owe me one.
Yeah.
You remember I did that for you?
Oh yeah. We know about it. Yeah.
When you don't pay that favor, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
when you actually love somebody, you're doing it out of genuine
Yeah.
love driven place. I don't
Yeah.
expect you to. You don't need to repay me back. I don't.
It's doing stuff out the kindness of your heart.
Exactly, man.
And so that's gonna go into like what we said, like love, I think goes hand in hand with the word kindness. Like kind, you know. And people think if you love somebody, like you genuinely love somebody, you do it out the kindness of your heart.
Yeah.
Like if you give someone money or if you give someone like your time or any of that stuff, it's because you're genuinely doing it because you care about them, you know.
Yeah.
And so what people has is like when somebody, you know, you give somebody love, you know what I'm saying, or you give somebody like their time or money, or you like, you know, bless them, things like that. When, you know, I always say like this, you know, and these comedians always give examples. When you think about it, Mayo said like when people give somebody something and they go tell everybody like, yeah, I gave such and such $25 yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I gave him 25. And nobody even asked you about it. You know what I'm saying? I gave him 25. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
No, that's not love because you literally just trying to let people know that what you're doing. So then they be like, you're a good dude. You did give him $25. But you real good, you know.
And people that be on social media, they do something like charity. They got to post out.
There you go. Like give somebody some money on the camera. And you like, yeah.
Can't be as good as you did that, but the whole world need to know that.
Yeah, the world don't need to know it. It needs to happen natural. Yeah. And so I think for like when you think about the word love, like love, that's what love is. And when you start, you know, when we really wanted to look at this word, we wanted to think about, like we said, like kindness. Like, are people like living life like with love, or people living life with fake love? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so people living life with fake love, they're not doing with the heart behind it. They're not doing with the right reasons behind it. Yeah. They're living with real love. They're doing it with reasons behind it. And they're doing it for like, you know, they're not doing it for reasons behind it, but they're doing it for God. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it for what God wants them to do it, you know, and that's when God starts working their life, you know. Yeah. And so I definitely think that we can kind of go more into, I know you had shared earlier, Trail, about just, we were talking about like this type of love that we have for like our family. Mm-hmm. Do you think that love changes over time? Do you feel like that love gets stronger? Do you feel like, you know, even if you're not receiving that love back, do you stop with that love? Mm. What you think about that?
I feel like over time, love should always get stronger over time. With anything, it's just like, you know how they say wine gets better as it ages. I feel like the same thing should be love. Like, you know, you have your friends, your wife, family members, children. Like as they get older, it evolves. Yeah, it should grow. Like it should. Yeah. If it's not growing, then you know what I mean. Like how can you say you love that person? That love is stagnant. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like love is like to me, it's like its own thing. Like it's like a creature. Like it's growing and evolving. Mm-hmm. Like just like we as people grow and evolve, your love got to change. Because I can't love you the same way I love you at 25 when we 50. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be different. We different people. Yeah. Like we never gonna be the same person. Even 2 weeks from now, I'll be a totally different person. You gonna be a totally different person. Yeah. That's gonna change the way we love each other. Same way for your wife and your kids and my family. Man. Like, so I feel like with love, like we talked about it earlier, man. You can't put it in the box, man. You can't try to box love in. Like it has to be this way. It has to look this way. Love is different, but you got it was just coming from a genuine place, like you said, a genuine kind feel. Authentic place, then you know it can do that. It allow it to do that, man. Yeah. It allow you to grow into the person you're trying to be. And you know, if I'm not trying to stifle you, probably like, no, you got to stay this person for me to care about you. Yeah, and be in your life. No, like I care about you. I'm gonna want you to grow and change and evolve. I'm gonna grow with you. You want to see you want to see that person grow. And so when you were just saying that, Trey, I just thought about love, and we not only talk about it like with people. You know, I always talk about it with like animals and nature and things like that. Yeah. And so, you know, one thing I've learned like with love since 2020, you know, during that tough time with COVID and everything, is I realized like
you could love so many different things. You know what I'm saying? You could love humans, you could love animals, you could love, plants. And I became a big fan of plants. And I remember, like you just said, like love looks different. Love is not in the box. And I remember like with like the plants, it's like, I'm love you, I'm award you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna cut that branch that's down on you, or that that stem that's down on you. I'm gonna fix that. I'm going to put some new soil in you because the soil that you had is drying up.
Right.
And so it's the same thing with like your relationships. The same thing in your relationships with, like you said, with your family. And so for me, like my thing I think about like in my marriage, like my wife, like it changes. My love changes. My love gets stronger. But it changes. Like my love for her is gonna look totally different 10 years from now.
Right.
My love for her, the things I'm doing now are gonna look totally different. I'm going to be maybe doing some of the same things, but also, when that love continues to grow and that love continues to develop,
Yeah.
and that love starts to get stronger with the Lord, in the middle of it,
Right.
then things start to look different. Love might be like, you're gonna do this type. Your love is gonna look like this, compared to, back then.
Right.
It might be that young love versus that old love. Y'all know y'all heard of that young love versus that old love.
Yeah,
and so I think about that with like when you're trying to like grow.
Yeah.
It's like if your focus is to grow, and your focus is to be the best version of yourself, you have to let love be the center of all that.
Yeah.
Because
my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. But I was just like, when you talking about God and stuff, it just brought me back to what Jesus always say, man. It's something I always talk about when I talk about God.
Yeah.
Jesus, the one thing he said, the most important thing, we should remember that, love yourself, love others, but more importantly, love your God with all your heart and soul.
All your heart.
And that was Jesus, like that was his main message of love, man. And that's why, we have a God that can meet us where we at. He can find us, but also wants us to be better and hold us accountable.
Yeah.
That's what love is, man. The same love you have for your child. Like, I'm gonna meet her where she at, my daughter. I'm gonna meet her where she's at.
Yeah.
I'm also want the best for her. I want to push her to be better.
Yeah.
And grow. You know what I mean? If it's not doing that, then how's it love? You know what I mean? If your love for your wife is not, like you said, evolving and growing and changing, how's that real love? You know what I mean?
Because love does not get stagnant.
No.
It doesn't. Love is about growing. Love is about being genuine. Love is about like flourishing, and love is about like really like focusing on that growth, and actually like evaluating, the love that you have for the individuals in your life, the love that you have for whatever that is, and just actually trying to like constantly like make sure that you're like growing in that love.
Yeah.
And so, for our listeners, I really want you to just think about, what are the things that you love? What are the things that you, the people that you love? Are you really being like genuine? Are you really being genuine and like for them and being selfless and having that selfless love? Or are you just doing it for confirmation, validation? And so really think about that. And so, Trev, one thing I wanted to talk about, that I know we had talked about a little bit earlier, was just the different, forms of love. And I know I said like the love and like my relationship with my wife, like is going to grow over time. It's going to look different.
Right.
Can we kind of talk about the different types of love that we had talked about earlier?
Yeah.
You kind of tell us those different kinds of love that you can have.
So the different types of love, and again, we got this information off of Google. So again, if it's wrong, we don't.
Yeah, if it's wrong, we can go to Chat GPT. That might be better nowadays. That might be better than Google now.
That too, man. But,
it might write a whole story for us, though.
Exactly. A whole novel.
Whole novel. The novel of love.
Novel of love.
Yeah.
But the 5 love languages that I found, man, it said 1 was acts of service, 2 quality time, 3 receiving gifts, 4 is physical touch, and 5 is words of affirmation.
Yeah.
And for me, I know we talked about earlier before we got on this. We talk about our individual love languages, and mine is quality time and physical touch. For me, quality time, like we're doing now, that's important to me. Like I like spending time with the people that's important to me in my life. People I care about, people that I won't just want to spend time with. That's important to do that, man.
That's a priority for you.
Exactly, man. Time is so short, man. We talk about it all the time. How we can't get the time back. And so that's why it's so important. Like if I care about you, I'm gonna want to spend time with you. Like I'm an introverted person, but like so like that means like I'm cool with spending time with people. Sometimes I need time to myself, but I'm okay with making time with people I care about. Like I can hang out with you anytime, you know.
Yeah.
But like somebody I don't know and don't not really, have that bond with, like I don't know, you know what I mean. But like the people I care about, quality time is very important to me. Your physical touch is just like, you know what I mean. Like I'm with my daughter, we constantly hugging her, holding her, and watching TV. You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly, kissing her hand and stuff. She have little boo boos and stuff. And just showing her like, just showing that warmth. I feel like that's what physical touch is. Just that warmth that love can bring. And quality time is more the action that love is.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, Trail. Just you said that those love languages are like love languages that you have. Do you feel like those love languages came like when you were a kid? Did you have those love languages? Do you feel like that's the reason like those are your love languages?
That's a good question.
As an adult?
That's a good question. For me, I feel like maybe it has something to do with that. Mm-hmm. I mean, my mom, I know she loved me. I know she cared about me. It's just, people had different types of expressing that love. And I wish, I did, growing up, I wish we could have spent more quality time together. Yeah. Have more, physical touch and things like that. You know what I mean? But I do feel like that may have something to do for my childhood. Growing up without a dad. I wish we had that quality time with my dad. You know what I mean? I wish I had that time to, spend time and get to know him, and get to know me and grow like that. So it definitely stems from some stuff, places like that. But I feel like as I got older, I realized, like, as I got older and realized, how valuable time is. And I just want, like, one of the resources we take for granted. You know what I mean? That's why, like, I'd rather spend my time doing things I like doing and people I like doing it with. So, and then the physical touch piece, I feel like, it's just, I always been like that. I always been like, I may not seem like because I'm introverted, but like I always been like, very around somebody I love. You want to be close. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I definitely say that those things like stem from that. Those love languages stem from childhood, and I think we don't give enough emphasis on childhood. And but that's something where when you really like sit back and reflect. I always say on the podcast, always sit back and reflect. When you actually do that, then you're able to actually see, exactly where all that stuff stems from, the love languages stem from.
Right.
And so for me, I have 3 different love languages. It's quality time, physical touch, and words of affirmation. And so with those, like quality time is just like spending that quality time with my loved ones, my friends, my family, the individuals that I care about so much, even quality time with my dog, but being able to just really be present while there, and also being able to really like enjoy that time with them, and so, and then the other one, like I said, was physical touch. Like that's something where, I've always just, I've always been like this lovey-dovey person. Everybody says, Julian's so lovey-dovey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of person, like, if I, even people I work with, like, if I like work with you, I might give, hey, like I see like an old lady I work with, hey, give you a little hug, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And everybody like, oh, he's so, so friendly, like a big friendly teddy bear. But the physical touch just came from like, my mom, like showing, always showing me and my brothers love, me and my brothers always like, showing each other love. Like, we just, always like picked each other up, always like, held on to each other. We give each other, come up with like, handshakes, you know what I'm saying? And just really actually like be there for each other. So that physical touch comes from that. And then the words of affirmation comes from like, I think like physical touch. And I'm the same way with my daughter, physical touch. Like I give my little girl hugs all the time, constantly giving her hugs. Like, Daddy, like you hug too much. Daddy, you always, you're doing too much. My little girl said doing too much. She actually stole that from me at doing too much. But I realized, that's a big thing. And then physical touch my wife. Like I literally like hold on to give my wife hugs all the time, kiss my wife, act goofy with my wife, I might, do, mess with her or something like that. And he's like, you so like touchy, like obviously he's so touchy,
Yeah.
But that's, that's a great way to show like how much I love, like how much I enjoy their presence, what I'm saying? Like the physical touch to let them know, like I enjoy your presence, like, because you never know what moments you have with that individual, daughter, wife, friend, best friend, like you never know, because, it means so much. And then the last thing is words of affirmation. That's something that I do with my, my wife, that's something I do with, my best friend. That's something I do with my little girl. The words are powerful. Like you said earlier, Trail, like words are powerful. Like you put that stuff into, the world, it starts to come into truth. You start to believe that. You start to see that you are amazing, that you are strong. And so for me, it's like I said, it stemmed from like childhood. As a kid, like, I grew up, without a father until, middle school, and like as a kid, young elementary, like I just wanted the words of affirmation. I just wanted a male role model, a man that wasn't my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Or wasn't my mom, or female that wasn't, that wasn't my mom, like I wanted my dad, you know what I'm saying? A dad, I wanted something like a male that could really pour into me, that could really say like, you are doing great, you are strong, you are courageous, you are, powerful, and so, for those, kids who do have those, has that out there, it really like makes you 10 times stronger. You don't have to worry about like being second guessing yourself. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, words of affirmation are extremely powerful. And that's something that I'm gonna do with my little girl, Raylan, in the future. Like, got a little girl coming in about 2 months, so I'm excited to do the same things I do with my 4-year-old now, with my baby. I'm coming soon, so all those things, man.
That's great, man. Let me ask you this, man. So, told of you got a baby on the way that's coming soon. How do you feel you preparing yourself to be able to love them both individually? You know what I mean? Like, because you have to love Juliana differently. You don't have to love Raylan, and you have to give them the same amount of love, but you have to, kind of dictate how you're gonna do that. It's a balance. Are you thinking about that? How do you?
That's something that I've definitely been thinking about, because I know, like, like I said, love is, powerful. Love is strong. And so I realized that, and you grow up with like a sibling, right?
Yeah.
And you got your parent, and then you see like how they treat, your sibling compared to how they treat you.
Right.
And you just like, well, you don't realize that until you become a parent when you have multiple kids. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm a parent. I'm a 4-year-old already. Now I'm about to have another little girl. And so with that, I realized that, they're not the same person. I realized that they're not going to, their power, their love language is going to be different.
Right.
Juliana might love, words of affirmation from daddy, but, Raylan might just need, quality time with daddy, and realize that what I can do right now, and it's what I've been doing like now, is I've been, just like focus on being the best version of myself, but also like allow myself to be able to be open and be able to like see exactly how, it's going to look with my three girls, my wife, my 2 daughters, you know what I'm saying, my 3 women, but my 2 girls, and my woman, you know what I'm saying, but one day my daughter will become, two strong women.
Right.
And so for me, how am I preparing for that trail? I know I kind of will all around. How I'm preparing for that is realizing that they're like each of them are different.
Yeah.
But realizing that, if I can create a home, like we always say, create a culture of love, inside my home.
Right.
Even though they all are different.
Yeah.
That they know that our home is loving. They know that I am loving. They know that daddy is going to do whatever love language that I have for me, and that he's going to understand me,
Right.
And I realize, like, it's going to take time, it's going to take time. But I think the biggest thing for me that I can do right now is give myself grace, when I'm learning.
Right.
But also understand that it takes time. I know I'm about to say, understand it takes time to understand. You know what I'm saying?
Real, man. That's real. Like, you know what I mean? That's good. I asked that just because I know that's something I'm thinking about too. Because eventually I want to have more kids.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, like, how does that look?
Yeah.
Having a second kid, going from having one kid, you give all your love, attention, affection to having multiple kids. You gotta divide that up here, but you want to love them equally.
And you can love them equally. You can love them equally, and you can like be with both of them. You know, and that love like looks different for both. But the love is still strong.
Right,
the love is still godly love, and and even when we don't know how we're gonna do it, God is gonna help us.
Oh yeah,
and so for me, with this being a whole new journey, a whole new chapter of my life of doing this, I know that the things that I learned growing up with the way my mom loved me and my brothers separately, and the way that she poured into each of us, separately, that I know I can do the same for my daughter. And not only with me not, like I said, I grew up with my pops and then meeting middle school, whatever, that love that I didn't have as a kid, that love is gonna be so strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like that extra love. Like, it's like a superpower.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have that growing up, so he gives you like more of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's like, here you go. This love you didn't get that extra love right there, you're gonna use it on your kid. Get that extra love, you're gonna use it on your wife. Get that extra love, you're gonna use it in your life. You know what I'm saying?
That's real, man.
Because if not, then I might have been, if I did have that, I may have been complacent. Or I might have not been as loving. You know what I'm saying?
Now also, you growing up with your dad, it kind of makes you even, I always say, a better, lover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, I mean like in the sexual, I mean more like, you know what I mean? Like, it makes you a better, father, to be able to love your daughter and your wife better because you understand how it feels not to have that fatherly love. So it makes you want to love 10 times harder.
10 times harder,
okay, I want to make sure you understand I love you because I understand how I feel not to have that. I don't want you to go through that. So that's real.
And I think that's the thing too, is like you're more like more intentional, like you're more observant, you're more of like thinking about those things, compared to somebody who may have grew up and had all that, they're not even thinking about that. But compared to somebody who didn't have it, you think it 10 times more like, I didn't have this, like I want to give this to my daughters. I want to give this to my wife, you know what I'm saying? I want to uplift all of them. That's what I want to do. And that's what I'm going to do. And even if I don't have the answers to it, like, I'm going to figure it out because that's how bad I want it,
Exactly. I feel like your intentionality matters, especially when it comes to love, man. That's why I like when you said that, God's going to give you all the things you need to, love your daughters and love your wife the way they need to. That's because your intentionality is there. Like, that's all you need. Like, he's like, all right, you take that one step, you start it off, and I'll finish it. That's how God looks at it. Like, you start off this process, and I'll make sure it gets done. You know what I mean? You just do your part. I'll take care of everything else. You know what I mean? And that's the that's how love should be.
Yeah.
So be focusing on your intentionality. Everything you should do should be intentional. You know what I mean? Like whether it's just hitting somebody up in the morning, say, hey, good morning, how you doing? That's another day. Or talking to somebody about their issues or helping them through a difficult time or just supporting them. They have, they accomplish a lot of great things, celebrating that and being there to support and hold them and lift them up. You know what I mean? Like that intentionality matters. Like, why are you doing something? Like we talked about that earlier before we got on the podcast about how, like, you always got to kind of like challenge yourself. Why are you doing the things you do? Am I loving the people around me? I love my daughter and my friends just so that they can love me back, or I'm loving because I care about them. I want them, to feel that and know how much I appreciate their, having them in my life.
You're right.
So that's when, like, with love, you got to always, make sure that you're being intentional. Make sure you're being genuine, like we talked about. But also make sure that you put God first, because that's where love originated from. I can't love you more than God loves you. It's impossible because that's the originator of love. That's where it comes from. That's where we get that from, man. Just see how Jesus lived his life, man, and how he preached that. So that was his main message. Going around telling people like, love one another. Love your neighbor. Love your enemy. You know what I mean? It's people don't even think like, what is this man talking about? Like, you sound crazy, man.
Yes,
like,
I love your enemy. Like, what? Love your enemy.
What are you talking about right now? Like, turn the other cheek. Like, no.
Yeah.
But what he was saying with that is like basically like, God, you try when you have that hatred in your heart for somebody and that evilness, wickedness towards somebody, you're not made to do that. Like, that's God's place to judge somebody's bad ways or whatever. That's God's place to give them condemnation and punishment for whatever that may be. It's not your place to do that. Have that in your heart, and that's why Jesus wanted us to realize that. Like, no, you have to live with love, and you have to understand love. Because that's how you grow as a person, and that's how you become, men and women of Christ, by having that love and having that affection for people, but also for yourself too. We never really touched on this, but self-love is very important.
Self-love.
You can't love somebody else before you love yourself. You gotta understand who you are, so I know I can love you best way I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you love different. I love, like we just said, we got different love languages. So I gotta understand myself and love myself so I can love the way I need to, so I can fully express that to you. You get the best out of me.
Yeah.
But it starts with, you make sure that you have that foundation of love for yourself. Without that, you'll never be able to love somebody fully.
No, you can't. You'll never be able to, because there'll be a piece that you're missing. And the Lord's like, you don't have a relationship with me, so you missing that small piece of love. you know. So it's not gonna go like how you want it to go. Why? Because you don't have me you don't have me a part of that. You know,
Right.
you don't have a relationship with me, you know. So even though you know, you may think this is love and this is, you know, it may be love. The Lord's like, if it is love, then I need you. If you really want this, I need you to allow me to be a part of it. And I will show you if it's love, or I'll show you that, you know, I'll show you that if that is not love. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And so that is a big part of it, man. And so, you know, I wanted to just say real quick, with the topic, you know, that we talked about, um, love has become like love has become a character trait. You know, love has become a part of who you are, the daily you, you know. Love has to be on your mind like all the time, with everything that you do. Love is just like, if love is not a word that you use daily,
Yeah.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
If love is not a word that's on your mind, that's a problem.
Right.
You know? And so what happens is that, you know, I think we get so caught up into this world that we lose that word. And that word can just, you know, disappear. Like I said, because everything that we do should be done in love.
Right.
You know? And so if you're not really doing that, then you need to change that, you know?
Right.
And so, like I think for our viewers, like, you really need to, you know, and this is something that we know we work on daily, Trail. Like
Yeah.
I said, we work on daily. But the reason why we chose this like topic, you know, of love was just because like every day that me and Trail wake up, like we're trying to be the best versions of ourselves. And we know the only way we can be the best version of ourselves if we live our life with love.
Right.
We live our life with being a genuine, loving, caring person. You know, and one word that, you know, that we said earlier, like it's caring, you know, that word caring, like you have to be like caring. Like you have to be someone who's like, it's like you do it because you're doing it for the right reason, like we said earlier. But like it happens natural,
Right.
and it's like I care about this person. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see this person be successful. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
I want to pick this person up because of this. You know, because you actually care. And I think we live. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. We live in a careless world, world that's like careless.
Yeah.
So you have to truly like live that way.
Yeah.
Because if not, you will literally live a life of like, you'll live a selfish life.
And man, to me, that's like the worst way to live, man. You living for yourself, because at the end of the day, man, like I said earlier, man, we do this all for a reason, and that reason is for not only for ourselves but the people around us. We want them to, you know, to bask in this, our successes, our wins, and good times too. So, but you can't have people around you, you're not sharing that love, man. You're not able to love people. Anybody gonna stay around you for too long, man. You know what I mean? Like once they realize, nah, it's not genuine, it's not real. You move on, man. And before you realize it, you be as successful you want to, but you in a big ass house with nobody share it with, what does that mean? Like it's like, I think I said this analogy before, man. It was like that, you know, the analogy of the tree. If it falls in the woods, nobody around. Can somebody hear it? Okay, is it like you in a house?
I ain't heard that one before.
You never heard that? So like basically the tree fall in the woods, a big tree, and nobody hears it. It doesn't make a sound. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because nobody there to actually perceive that sound.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So basically, that's that like it's like love. It's like success. Like so, if you winning, but ain't nobody around to see you winning, are you actually even?
Are you actually even winning?
Exactly, because ain't nobody around to care. Who you know? Why does it matter?
Yeah, why does it matter?
So that's the same thing with love, man. Like,
you know, I always think about, like you use that example right there. I think about somebody like on an island by themselves.
Yeah,
like anything they do doesn't even matter.
It don't matter
because you do whatever.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get judged. You can do whatever you want. You know, you could be in the world, like you could literally do, like, you know, I think about like we live in a world where you think about what's the movie with your boy Tom Hanks back in the day?
Oh, you talk about Castaway.
Castaway. They turn the ball into basically a person.
Right.
And start to think like, you know, like, wait a second, am I doing something wrong? You know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like having like, you know, like really living for like your surroundings, living for the people in your life, living for like what God has in store for you. And the only way you can do that is through love, you know.
That's real.
Yeah.
Man, and I can leave the viewers with anything, man. It's you know, like human connection. If they don't show you like he was on the island, he made a person out of a ball, because we need that connection in our lives. You need people in your life. God made us to be, you know, connective, social creatures, and you know, it's good to have that genuine love in your life. And if you don't have it, you know, you go find it. It's out there. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't have to force it, but like just be open to, whoever wants to come in your life and love on you. Be open to new opportunities, new experiences, and that's how you grow. That's how you learn yourself. But that's how you experience genuine love by allowing yourself to be vulnerable and open, and being trusting, and being able to love. You got to be able to love. You know what I mean? Like you got to love us, but you also got to be able to allow people to love you back.
Love you back, yeah.
Because people got a lot of love to give. They want to give love just like you want to give love. You got to accept it. It's like compliments. Sometimes you got to accept compliments. Can't be like, nah, how will you say that? It's not me. You know what I mean? Like you can't turn out.
Oh, me? Nah, that ain't happening.
Exactly. Don't turn out love, man. Somebody want to love on you.
Yeah.
Let them. That's gonna make you a better person, a more caring person, and a more understanding person. So
yeah.
If I could leave the views of anything, that would be it, man. Just embrace love, embrace vulnerability, embrace openness, man.
Openness, yeah.
Allow people to connect with you in your life.
Yeah. And I like what you said, Trey, and I definitely the views. That's a great thing to like leave them with. And I just want to add a little piece to it. Just like realize that, we've all been loved, I know we think that we want this love as in like a physical or like a relationship love and, all these different forms of love. But, who love have we got? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're here.
Right.
So who loved us to even bring us here? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Lord, you know what I'm saying? The love of God, the love of Him to give us another chance of life, to bring us in life, you know what I'm saying? Is the greatest love of them all, and so that's why I'm gonna leave our viewers with is just, make sure that you surround yourself around people who are gonna allow you to love, surround yourself around people who are gonna allow you to like be loved. You're gonna be able to love. Also surround yourself around people who actually like care about you,
Yeah.
Genuine people. Like if you don't have nobody genuine around you, you need to find some genuine people. You need to find some people who really love you so much that it's always on their mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People always think all the time, you talk about older folks, grandparents, things like that. Baby, I love you. Look, grandma, you ain't seen me in so long.
Man.
I still love you.
That's great. My grandma called me the other day just at work.
Yeah.
I just want to say I love you,
baby. I love you, and it's powerful, because we, I think in our generation, like we're going away from love. But the generations before us, they did everything in love. And for those who did, like you said earlier, even though somebody did you wrong, for those who went through those hard times, they still loved. For those who were getting treated wrong back then, they still love. Yeah. Because they realized that, God just wants us to love. That's why we're here.
That's it, man. You want to see, He created us to experience life, experience joy, but more importantly, to love each other so we can experience what God experienced. Love. That's
and experience what He has for us.
Exactly. Like you can't really tap into what God's trying to do in your life, man. You can't love.
No, you
can't. You can't love, and how can I expect you to be that best version of yourself and follow me and have faith in me? You can't love. You can't love. You can't love people. How you gonna love me? You don't even see me. You can't even view me. You can't even perceive me. You can't perceive somebody's right in front of you, right around you. You can't love them. How you gonna love me?
Because I'm in the people that you're talking to.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
That's yeah, you right, Trey. Like so, I say anything you want to share? Anything else you want to share with the viewers before we?
Man, I just want to say it's been a really good topic, man.
Yeah.
I wish we could do this more often, just have a podcast in person, man.
Yeah.
It just feel more like
next episode gonna be in
North Carolina.
We're having Atlanta next week.
Yes, we got to do that, man. Lante want to hop back on with us too, man. That'd be cool too, but I would love that, man. We got to figure out a topic for it. We have a baby shower. Excuse me. So we got to figure out a good topic to talk about for that. We definitely should do that.
We should do that, definitely, man. So like we said, we bring them back to back to back. This topic is really good. Like I said, make sure you share this, with somebody who may need to hear the love of God. Maybe hear that if somebody hasn't told you, like they love you, we love you, and God loves you. And so, like I said, at the end of every podcast, make sure you tell your friends and tell their friends and tell their friends about the podcast. And make sure y'all tune in next week. And like I said, we love you. We want to wish the best for you. We're going to pray for you. And hope that y'all have a great weekend. And I hope God does some great things in your life. And we're going to end it at that. So,
peace.
See
ya.